At my job interview, the manager smirked and said, "You're just like your criminal brother." The moment Richard Hendricks said those words, I knew my life was about to implode. I was sitting in his sterile office at Meridian Financial Services, wearing my best suit and clutching a leather portfolio containing 5 years of pristine performance reviews from my previous job. The interview had been going well until he leaned back in his chair, squinted at my resume, and delivered that verbal punch to the gut. "Michael Torres," he said, drawing out each syllable like he was savoring them. "Any relation to Anthony Torres, the one who made the news a few years back?" My mouth went dry. Anthony was my older brother, and yes, he'd been convicted of embezzling $43,000 from his accounting firm in 2019. The local papers had covered it extensively because his boss was a city councilman's nephew. But I hadn't spoken to Anthony in over 3 years, not since the trial ended, and he went to federal prison in Pennsylvania. "He's my brother," I said carefully, "but we're not in contact, and his actions have nothing to do with my qualifications for this position." That's when Hendricks smirked. "You're just like your criminal brother, aren't you? Apple doesn't fall far from the tree." I should have walked out right then. Instead, I tried to salvage the situation by explaining my background check clearance, my spotless credit history, the Employee of the Month awards from my last 3 jobs. Hendricks just kept smiling that ugly smile and nodding like he was humoring a child. "We'll be in touch," he said, standing up to signal the interview was over. It had lasted exactly 11 minutes. I sat in my car in their parking lot for 20 minutes, hands shaking as I replayed the conversation. Then I did something stupid. I pulled out my phone and posted about it on LinkedIn, thinking other professionals would sympathize with genetic discrimination in hiring. I wrote a measured paragraph about how family members shouldn't be held responsible for each other's crimes and how prejudging candidates based on relatives' actions violated basic fairness principles. The post got 400 likes and 67 comments within 2 hours. Most were supportive, but several people shared it with their own commentary. By that evening, someone had screenshot my post and shared it on Twitter with the caption, "This guy is whining because he didn't get a job after his criminal brother probably gave him inside info on how to steal money." That's when everything started to unravel. Within 24 hours, my LinkedIn post had been shared 800 times across various platforms. Someone dug up Anthony's old mugshot and my graduation photo from my previous employer's website and created a side-by-side comparison. Meme with the text, "Separated at birth, Financial Criminals Edition." Local Facebook groups picked it up, and suddenly half of Riverside County was debating whether companies should hire family members of convicted felons. My phone started buzzing with calls from numbers I didn't recognize. The first few were reporters from local papers asking for comment. I declined politely and blocked the numbers. But then came the hate calls. People who'd seen the viral post and decided I was probably a criminal too, just one who hadn't been caught yet. "You think you deserve a job after what your family did?" one woman screamed into my voicemail. "People like you are what's wrong with this country." Another caller, a man with a thick accent, left a 3-minute rant about how criminals' families should be deported, even though both Anthony and I were born in Riverside, and our parents had been citizens for 40 years. I stopped answering unknown numbers and changed my voicemail to a generic message, but the calls kept coming. "Check the full story down here."